www.tde.fi/BizThon. We will put that in the chat. And join us. Participate in the hackathon. Bring your best idea and bring it. We will help you take it from idea to walk out with a fully formed company. Not only are we doing that for you, we are also offering up to $1 million in prizes that will be, the winner will be announced at the hackathon or at the Future Blockchain Summit on the last day. There are 5 tracks to choose from: CeFi, DeFi, NFT, social networks, and 3 other tracks where you can choose which one fits you and your idea best. And all you have to do is sign up for the chance to win $1 million. Or, because that is not all, if you do not have a track, if you do not have an idea, but if you know some people that are very, very good and that you would like to have them participate at the hackathon, please do refer them. If you manage to refer the winning idea and the winning team with some other constraints, you are in the running to win a Lamborghini Huracan, a brand new Lamborghini, to the winner who refers the winning team. What a chance. So please don't hesitate. Go to our website and sign up right now. One of the things that we have the joy of is in the running up to this conference is that we have these daily AMAs. And today we have the joy of having Sathvik Vishwanath with us. He is the founder and CEO of Unocoin, India's best exchange, according to themselves. Sathvik, very nice to have you here. We're here supposed to speak a little bit about the business aspects of cryptocurrencies and applications of blockchain technology. And I would imagine that's something you have some insight with, considering your work. So why don't you introduce yourself and your company and what you do, and then we can dig a little bit deeper after that.
Sure, yeah. So I'm Sathvik Vishwanath, the CEO and co-founder at Unocoin. So I did my MBA in 2008. After that, I started a partnership firm where I was offering custom scripting services in a virtual world called Second Life for about 4 years. And I was losing money due to remittance costs, up to 7% or so. And that made me look up for the options that exist for doing the fast and free transactions from one country to one country. That made me stumble upon Bitcoin in 2012. So since then, I've been in this space. In 2013, when I saw that there is an opportunity for us to create a platform through which our customers can buy and sell cryptocurrencies, we thought of putting together a platform. So that has been Unocoin. So since then, yeah, it's a very delightful and fruitful journey so far.
Very nice. So what have you seen in your time in crypto? What use of cryptocurrencies do you find to be the most applicable?
Yeah, I think, see, what did this cryptocurrency bring to the table? It is just like doing a fast and free transactions. And the only way that was possible is when there is no middleman, because whenever there is a middleman, then it cannot be fast and it cannot be free. So that's the aspect of it that actually quite excites me. It's very similar to at one point of time how messaging was costlier and even it was taking time. And now with click of one button, we are able to send messages from any country to any country. And eventually, I strongly believe that that's how the financial transactions also going to happen. And for that, the one of the baby steps, I think, is cryptocurrencies. So eventually, we will have more technologies that will allow people to not bother about the speed or the cost, as long as the transactions is concerned. And they would start feeling like as if the sender and recipient is just next to each other. Right, so how they could do a transaction in cash, it's exactly what's going to happen here.
So you see the disintermediation to be a huge application of the blockchain.
Yeah.
How do you guys go about choosing getting new people on your platform? Are there any prerequisites? How and what kind of listings do you see today?
Yeah, so I mean, we are already in the business since 8 years, right? So this is our completion of about to be completing 8 years of a business, and we only are now taking up Indian customers who have the Indian PAN card and Aadhaar card, which are similar to something like SSN in US, then a bank account in India. And that's pretty much is the prerequisite for someone to actually get onboarded as a platform as a very verified user. And once they get onboarded, then there is plethora of different things that they could do. It could be as simple as buying and selling Bitcoin or Ether or USDT. Exchanges in exchange they find about 40 different tokens and coins, and then there is a platform for lending where our customers can take a loan and pay the interest by using Bitcoin as a collateral. And they can also use Bitcoin to pay their utility bills like mobile phone top-ups, postpaid bills, gas, electricity. And since very recently, we also launched a feature for our customers to buy the vouchers of various e-commerce portals in India, with the newest addition that happened a couple of days ago, which is they can even pay and top up the fast tag, which is a toll payment service on the highways through Bitcoin. So it's like keeps growing.
And you think the spread is going to continue for a while? What do you think is going to be the next?
Not sure. I think at the end of the day, we are just a blockchain and cryptocurrency company. So everything that is possible through this should be possible through us as a company as well. And we believe in providing every possible service to our customers. That's pretty much how it goes.
Right. So what do you see coming up in terms of utilization of crypto? What kind of projects do you think are going to be moving forward into crypto world?
Yeah, I think some of the exciting ones that we have seen is like the DeFi space and NFT space and such. So I'm not too very sure if we end up seeing a completely new aspect of crypto creating the projects altogether in the short time. But I think this is a time where these technologies, which are already out in the market and have already significantly created a mark, it could be in the valuation or capitalization, market cap, etc., to actually find their base. So the good ones will stay, the bad ones will go away, and some kind of consolidation will occur, so that these new aspects of blockchain will eventually figure out which are the projects which should stay long term, I think. So that's what it's going to happen. It's unlikely. I don't think we see a instant use case which was never explored before in the blockchain within the next short period of time. It doesn't look like that.
Right. In terms of blockchains themselves, do you see speed as becoming a bigger issue, or do you see how do you think this is going to happen going forward?
See, speed is an engineering problem. It's not the concept itself, right? So I think the concept of how this kind of cryptocurrencies should work is already very well established. It is like how when the car was invented, how the car was supposed to work was already designed. So then comes the engineering problem of how do you increase the speed of the car, right? So I think that's where we are right now. So eventually we'll definitely see that this would eventually become the thing of the past. Like how today we don't talk about internet that was available through modems at 56.6 kbps anymore. Now we are talking about hundreds of megabytes of speed, at least, or gigabytes of speed on the internet, and we are able to see the live stream, even if it's like 8 different videos. So like this, it just becomes a thing of the past very soon. It's just an engineering problem. We already have some of the solutions, but which one gonna stay long term is yet to be identified. But there'll definitely be a solution. It shouldn't be a hurdle for the adoption itself.
And speaking of the exchange between one to another, of course, there's been a lot of talk about gas prices. What do you see happening with that once we get more popular?
Okay, so it's about the friction, the cost of friction that would exist when something new is happening, right? So it cannot happen as if everything is perfect yet. Only the concept gets established, and then the viability gets tested. Eventually, there is more and more people who start working on it to make it like a common man accessible thing. So right now, it's definitely sad, the amount of like the fees or the gas that is getting charged and such. And we obviously are looking for multiple solutions, which are like layer 2 or layer 3 solutions,
Right.
helping us to reduce the transaction speed and increase the transaction speed and reduce the transaction spend. So all of that will once it becomes comparatively more adopted, I guess, yeah, it will just go away and it will just, like I said, it will be the thing of the past, like as simple as that.
And I guess we're already seeing it. Lower cost chains are getting out there. The Binance Smart Chain being probably the most known of them, right? We also see almost gasless transactions now. One of our projects is doing that. So I think that this is going to be solved, largely solved. But is that going to cost us on transaction time? Is the big question, of course.
Yeah, I think there will definitely be a time when you are just paying a couple of cents, just as a nominal cost for the storage or something like that. And then on the other side, there is always the new tokens being created, which are slowly getting mined as a transaction occurs and such. So there is already an incentive to work and be a part of it. I think so. Yeah, we'll have to see what other new ideas would come up, but the entire idea is fast and free transaction is going to happen.
And what about in India? How is the regulatory landscape looking there? I mean, it's been very confusing for us outsiders to understand what's going on there. Do you have any insights on that?
Yeah, I mean, see, India is not too different from many other countries, which are also a part of developing countries, right? So here we still lack the clarity, and that is so with more than 100 countries across the world where the clarity is not still there.
Right.
But the challenge here is that we take a lot of time to come up with new regulations and get it adopted and such. And before that, the research needs to happen. And when the research is about to happen, we want all the stakeholders to be involved in it, and just some experts taking some decisions without really understanding the ground reality of what it is in India and across the world. So that's pretty much what it looks like to me. But on the other side, till now, like many other startups, not only the crypto space, it could be Uber, Ola, and like 100 other things. I mean, even some of the e-commerce startups, where a part of the business will still lack the clarity, and that's still like happening because it's kind of needed by the customers, I guess. So yeah, eventually I think India will, when once it adopts the regulation, this will be like one of the big pioneers in doing the transactions online without, it should just happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. As per the common saying, the crypto ecosystem is driven by narratives and tweets rather than the fundamental drivers. What's your thought on this?
See, the market still is yet to get to grow, right? So, say in the year 2013 or 15, even smaller aspects of someone saying something, it could be someone who is not even powerful enough or have hold any kind of position. It could be some company getting hacked, some message. So for every little thing, there was a significant reaction by the market. But as compared to now, I think there has been enough cushion where it is kind of hedging itself, given that it has become comparatively a much global phenomenon. And there are maybe 10x or 100x more users than they used to be till the year 2016. Due to which now we need, if it is tweets, we need, say, from Elon, right? Or maybe Bill Gates or some, that could be Donald Trump or someone like that. But that won't happen for a tweet of comparatively less powerful person anymore, which means it has reached to a position where there are not many people who are above them, right? So once the effect of these tweets by most powerful people already kind of stabilize, I think the tweets won't work anymore. And at one point of time, there used to be like a white paper. Even before white paper, some people used to say that, okay, one viable tweet will get money, one white paper will get money. And today it doesn't work that way anymore. You really need a project, you really need a team. There should be some deliverables, very clearly defined roadmap. The community, I mean, all of that is required to raise money and to be successful. So like this, initial days, it will be easy. For smaller things, will have some kind of effect. But going forward, yeah, it will definitely take much more bigger power to influence it. And once those powerhouses run out of the arrows, so it will just subsidize, I think. So it will become more like global gold market. Yeah.
And you know, to be fair, we've seen the market, right? Overall, if you draw a line from day one till today, it is going up steadily. It is growing. There are more people on exchanges today than there has ever been before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm guessing your community is growing as well.
Sure.
A couple of questions coming in here. DeFi, what all factors should we consider while investing in a new token, use case or team?
Okay, I mean, I would consider both of them, right? So a team is at most important, because if the team is good, then even if the project did not start with the exact winning or successfully, they'll be able to do the required pivots and get it back on the working stage. Eventually, there will be a success in the long term. And when it comes to the use case alone, I think for every use case, there are multiple tokens already. So I don't see any use case where there is a single token. And there will be more tokens going forward again for any kind of use case. So given that scenario, I would consider a team to be more important, because they are the one who will take it forward.
Right. And another question, what is your thoughts on acid hacked token?
I actually have no clue what that token is all about. I mean, I'm actually a person who don't read about tokens really much, unless it is something my team comes up with saying that we should list this on Unocoin only. There's a time when I kind of get to read about the token else. I'm more of a tech guy, a platform guy.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Another question, Indian MSME sector is having a credit gap of $380 billion during March of 2021. Do you think if bringing crypto liquidity could fill this gap for the distressed MSMEs in India?
That would definitely be a great, great thing. Even I have thought significantly about this in the past. It is just that, on one side, there are so many people who want to lend out money, but they don't know how to do the due diligence on smaller companies and such. On the other side, there is a huge number of people in India who are like small and medium sector businesses and industries who could actually like turn their industry around, turn this business around with just a small infusion of capital. So there definitely is a lot of gap, I think, and bringing them together through some kind of crypto, which actually have no borders, would be a boon for a country like India, and it can definitely turn around the economy quickly.
It's of course well known that micro, small, and medium enterprises have zero or limited access to easy and affordable finance, and if they get finance, they end up paying very high interest charges. That is something.
That's a problem today. Yeah, that's a problem today. Yeah.
So maybe, and crypto could definitely solve part of that, especially the high interest rates, right?
Yeah, surely.
Cool. Do data-driven decisions hold value in the crypto world, especially with NFT as an asset class?
See, I think NFT is something, I think, which has kind of blown out of proportion. The extent to which the market is visible, as we can see through the number of tokens and its capitalization available, it looks way too humongous to me. So eventually, yeah, I understand people are buying it and then holding it for some time and trying to sell it and such. But when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right? So like, who are the potential end users of cryptocurrency? It is like a local people and a common man. And there could be some people who are investing in it, getting money, a little bit more extra than the result get. But eventually, when I'm talking about NFTs, so who is the end user for that kind of market? It is like the art lovers, it could be music lovers, it could be, say, some companies giving warranties, different things, right? So, and that market, that part of markets have some kind of limitations, I mean, limits of how big that market can be. And that is definitely a lot less than what it is visible through the eyes of blockchain, I think. So I mean, I would consider, if it is something about NFTs, people should be extremely cautious about it, and perform the thorough research, because there is like, I mean, some of the companies are definitely like signed to fail, right? So, and we will see more failures in NFTs than say what we saw in DeFi and such. But there will definitely be really good ones remaining and continue to progress. It is just that it's way too big size than what is required, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of NFT projects coming out as well, and I personally find that the application of NFT is often not necessary. You can just use the blockchain as it is, but I guess they're very hot right now, and we're just on the cusp actually of seeing what the impact will be, rather than knowing what's happening. So I guess the next year will tell us a lot.
Yeah,
this is when the NFTs really go live and people will start selling them, and marketplaces will pop up left, right, and center, right? So that's what's going to happen.
Sure.
Cool. Can Unocoin provide an off-ramp feature to startups getting crypto investments against the working capital requirement of MSMEs?
Yeah, I think, but the challenge would be the present regulation in India itself, I think. But however, if these MSMEs are registered in other countries, and with India being one of the subsidiaries and such, it would be like more easier. So, I mean, within India, I don't think we can take money through cryptos and call it as an investment and allocate shares and such things. So, which has very strict ways of saying, okay, it has to reach the bank account, designated bank account, exact rupee amount within the specific time frame. So there is like way too many rules. So those will, and if those is not true, then from my understanding, even it's not possible to allocate the shares to the investor. So for these things to be possible, I think like Singapore is one of the good countries, I guess. So they'll have to have the domicile there, and then be able to accept the cryptos. But however, if the companies in India do have the crypto, and if they want to liquidate it, where they want to like off-ramp it and get the rupees to their bank account, yeah, we definitely are there for them.
Okay. Do we have any more questions here? We've got through these. Hang on. Oh, here we go. What about central bank cryptocurrency, the CBDT? Will it have any value, do you think?
So, I mean, when it comes to like central bank, or digital currency, which we call as CBDC, you can call it as cryptocurrency as well. But the tricky part here is that it won't be too different from the wallets for Indian rupees that we already have, like Paytm, right? So if Paytm is run by the government, how it looks like is kind of what I'm anticipating that to eventually look like by the end of the day. And even if they launch it as a cryptocurrency, which is completely controlled by them, then it still doesn't have the it still doesn't have the say decentralization. That is like the say primary thing when it comes to the cryptocurrencies as such, where like it's not like completely controlled by one entity, but it is like everyone being a part of it and such. So due to that, as far as the transactions within India is concerned, I think they definitely will have some kind of impact. It will be able to see some success as well. But like how for messaging from one place to one place, the internet and the messenger applications remove the borders of the countries. I think the cryptocurrencies are poised to do something similar to that as well, which may not be possible if we are only depending upon CBDCs.
And does Unocoin do anything do you guys do anything on crypto yourselves, or are you just running the exchange? Are you promoting it? What are you guys doing?
We provide various use cases for cryptos. It could be, like I said, doing the different payments of utility bills, getting e-vouchers, paying for FASTag, and like multiple other things. And there are some merchants who accept crypto through our payment gateway, who are providing, it's only even for school fees and flight tickets, train tickets, books, gifts, CDs. I mean, it's like, and server space, etc. as well. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, depending upon the person who want to use it in whatever way, we have a huge bucket and plethora of options through which they'll be able to walk through us, and we become their crypto backbone.
Yeah. How big is Unocoin today?
So we're serving about 1.4 million customers. A lot of them are Indians. Yeah, and our team says about 50 of us, 50. It keeps going.
Right. Very, very cool. I don't know if there's any more questions. So what do you see next happening in the world of crypto?
I think crypto will continue to grow.
We have to all think so, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have not seen when it has completely turned back and have said, okay, it is not so.
How do we stabilize the markets? How do we make crypto more more tantalizing to outside investors? We're kind of still a little bit of an offshoot, right, in the world of investments and money transfer still.
I think the valuation and market capitalization of crypto should grow to an extent where easy manipulation is no more possible through, it could be tweets or small news and such, so that it will have its kind of like the prices will eventually get very stabilized. That's also the time when the merchants would start saying that, okay, it's not like that volatile. So for example, say someone in Europe trying to accept dollar as a payment, I mean, he's not like super scared, because even if there is a small variation, he'll be able to take it. But he would be super scared to accept crypto, because the crypto prices can significantly change overnight, and that definitely should not happen, I think. So given that, stabilization of the prices is like the first criteria for the global adoption of these kinds of cryptocurrencies is how I see it going. Yeah.
And what can we do? What can we do to get there? I mean, fun little side story here. I play poker, right? And we have a little poker club, and we consider setting up a network of being able to pay our $20 to each other in crypto. The problem really is that the transactional fee and the the fact that the currency itself can fluctuate even within the time frame of a poker game, which could be an hour, right? So how do we get away from this issue? Because I don't see how we can get mass adoption before that happens. Can we set up a bond system to secure? I mean, we already have stable coins, which has helped a lot. But what else can we do?
Yeah, I mean, you should do like USDT on Tron network or something like that. I think is like the present solution. But yeah, we don't have solution for every currency. We only have it for few. Like using the Tron network, or I mean, on the other side, XRP is like good for doing smaller transactions today, because its fee is really negligible, and such makes XRP and XLM a few of the ones I have seen. And or else we should start using the layer 2 protocols. Could be like Lightning networks or Matic, I mean Polygon, things like that, I guess.
Right. And this brings us up to the next question. Some states in India where the crypto penetration is low, what are the plans to educate that part of the world? It says here, but India, I guess, mainly.
Yeah, I think this is more in reference to the eastern states of India, and some of the northwestern states as well. So where I mean the ability for them to read about things, their ability to invest, the ability to comprehend, understand, figure out the strategy of how they want their money to work, etc. So that's like comparatively, a very challenging, and that is not about just crypto. It's generally about everything, like how they generally like the lifestyle itself is kind of like that. It's not up to the way the people in southern states do live on an average. Yeah, I mean, in our, I mean, in Unocoin, when it comes to the other languages, it could be, say, Bengali, or it could be Marathi, or it's like we have about 14 different, for 14 different official languages in regional official languages in India. And we have videos about how to use our application in all those languages. For various things like buying the Bitcoin, by buying and selling, then Indian rupees deposit in and out, then how to place the bid and ask orders on an exchange, and how to sign up. So all of those things we have covered in about, I mean, more than 14 different languages. So that's like one thing to do. And on the other side, our apps are also available not only in English but also in Hindi, which is a first next language after English, so where people use it, etc. And we continue to educate them as much as possible in every single way. Even we have a portal called unoversity.com, UNOVERSITY. So that's a portal where our customers will be able to like read like various topics about Bitcoin, its cryptocurrencies, blockchain, Ethereum, smart contracts, etc. And there'll be some quizzes that they'll be able to attend at the end, helping them nurture their greed to keep learning more and more about cryptocurrencies. Yeah.
I guess we'll see this like we saw the propagation of the internet you mentioned earlier, the speeds on sign up, and we had to dial up and we had to do all these good things back in the day. I think we're going to see, and I hope we're going to see, and I believe we're going to see a propagation of understanding of cryptocurrencies as well. And I think it is already happening. But my assumption will also be, and I don't know about the regions in India that you mentioned, but at least we see it here, right? That where the propagation of fast speed internet came last is also where there's the least adoption of new technologies such as blockchain and crypto in general.
Sure. So like that.
Yeah. All right. I don't see any other questions from the public here. So unless you have anything to add, I'm happy to say thank you. See if there's...
I think we pretty much covered various different topics.
Oh, yeah. I think we got around, and then there was one more. We're coming up with ours. We are coming up with our custom crypto token. Where should our company be registered? Singapore or Caribbean or Wyoming? Oh,
I mean, nowadays I've seen Wyoming to be much more friendlier, like because in Singapore now there is some regulations and licenses already, which takes as much as 2 years to get it done. So I mean, which is like a little challenging given the crypto companies actually really need everything fast, getting it and everything fast. So I mean, nowadays I'm hearing Wyoming to be the more accurate answer nowadays.
Right. I mean, I've worked with a lot of companies, and many of them they register in BVI.
Yeah.
The Wyoming side of things, I mean, I live here in the US, and I just feel that the regulation or the adoption on a government level here is incredibly slow. I mean, they're almost like they're pushing it away, right?
Sure.
And to some extent, we have a banking tradition over here, and we have JP Morgan that owns half the world. all central bankers of the world, heads of central banks around the world are all ex JP Morgan guys, right? So there is a cap on top of crypto made by the really big influencers, and I just think that I would go for these smaller areas to register my company if it was the choice that I had, until they finally come up with some sort of, just give us something. At this point, it's just we're sitting in a limbo, and they're not doing and they're not doing, and then one investor jumps on board from time to time, then Elon Musk throws out a stupid tweet, and then another investor jumps off. And it really has to do with the fact that the governments here and in general have not placed a strategy or a policy that internationally can be used, because here we are, the enthusiasts of the financial world, trying to promote a product that really can help and make excellent changes for everyone. But these guys are so afraid of losing their power, in my humble opinion, I'm in awe. So if it was me, I would definitely not register here. I would go somewhere else for now.
Yeah.
All right. Give it another second if anyone has other questions. Otherwise, we'll be chatting all day here. I'll be taking you. You'll get home late for dinner.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like we're done. Well, Sathvik, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure meeting you and chatting with you. And to everyone who was here, please do sign up at our hackathon at TDeFi BizThon and come with your good ideas and become part of this fabulous network and bring your aspect of blockchain application to the exchanges and to the people. Thank you so much, Sathvik.
Okay, nice talking to you, Henry, and thank you for so many attendees that we had here. Yeah, look forward. Thank you.
My pleasure.